Boys, today, we're bringing back another successful YouTube video that I've been pumping nonstop. I did say the very first episode, yeah, boys, gonna be milking this series, and we're back here, part 4, I believe, and we got 5 more hard truths that the UFC fan base just can't handle. And if you watched yesterday's video, I dropped a little bit of a hint about Israel Adesanya. We're starting off right away with Israel Adesanya. This should have been in my conspiracy theory video. If you haven't watched that one, go watch it after this. I'll put it in the description below. But the first hard truth that the UFC fan base just can't handle, and again, should have been in the conspiracy theory, but this is just a straight up fact at this point. Israel Adesanya straight up sold his soul to beat Alex Pereira. You can't convince me that this dude didn't straight up sell his shit. But I know a lot of people are going to be out here defending Israel and say shit like, no, what are you talking about? Every time he talks about the Monster logo and Monster Energy and how other people sold their soul. My boy's just trying to hide his tracks. Let's be realistic. He sold his shit to beat Pereira because out of nowhere, we have Adesanya typically just never been able to get that win over Pereira. But somehow in their second MMA fight, he just magically gets this knockout power of death and just pretty much kills Alex Pereira. But, this dude sold his soul, and mark my words, he will never win another fight in his life. We've been seeing it in every single one of his fights. This boy ain't never winning again. He's probably going to fight one more time against Sean Strickland, lose again, and retire. He sold his soul to beat Pereira. He ain't ever getting that soul back, and he ain't never going to win again. Let's keep moving down. Now, number 2, I don't know if I have just been, successfully gaslit, but I've been seeing this shit on Twitter, especially Twitter recently, where people are saying that Aspinall needs to fight Jon Jones in order to become the heavyweight GOAT. Absolutely not. Aspinall does not need to fight Jon Jones to be the heavyweight GOAT because Jon Jones isn't even the heavyweight GOAT in general, and he honestly needs 1-2 more title defenses in order to be the heavyweight GOAT, and that's mainly going off of resume itself and just the fight style, the fights itself, the fact that he has the shortest octagon time, that all goes in with it. And also, he's not just fighting, fat blobs. We go Curtis Blades, that dude ain't really a blob. We go Sergey Pavlovich, not a blob. Alexander Volkov, not a blob. So I think it depends on who he gets a title defense against, because don't forget, this dude has defended the interim belt already. So it depends who he fights. Like, if he fights a Jilton Almeida and finishes him in the first round, that's a good win. I think he still needs 2 more title defenses, and he can be considered the heavyweight GOAT. Maybe 3 for like undeniability wise, but yeah, he's still a few fights away from being the heavyweight GOAT, and he absolutely does not need to fight Jon Jones in order to become the heavyweight GOAT. Like, I've been seeing a bunch of retards online saying that, it doesn't matter if this dude defends the belt as many times as Jon Jones, he'll never be the heavyweight GOAT. He needs to fight Jon Jones. I feel like I've been successfully gaslit, but yeah, he doesn't need to beat Jon Jones to be the heavyweight GOAT. But let's keep moving down to other GOAT conversations. If DDP beats Chimaev, he's arguably the middleweight GOAT. Hear me out. This dude's title defense, not title defenses, but just fights in general, his resume in general, legendary. His last 3 fights, not including rematches, have been nothing but former champions. We go Sean Strickland, former champion, beat his ass twice. Israel Adesanya, former champion, formal double champion, first one to submit his ass in the UFC. Robert Whittaker, former champion, knocked his ass out. He also has title challengers. Derek Brunson, not really a title challenger. We have Darren Till here, title challenger. We don't need to look at anything else like Brad Tavares, Trevin Giles. I mean, we don't really need to look into those, but the other wins are solid. And yes, maybe he doesn't have the title defenses like someone like a Anderson Silva or a Israel Adesanya. But let's quickly run through Israel Adesanya and look at his title defenses. You're telling me that a title defense against, okay, yeah, we have Robert Whittaker here. That's a good defense, but you're telling me a robbery win over Yoel Romero is a good win. A Paulo Costa is a good win. After looking at his career now, you're telling me a decision win over Marvin Vettori is a good win. You're telling me another decision win over Jared Cannonier is a good win. I mean, it's a solid win. The best win in his entire resume is the Alex Pereira win, and we already went over how he got that win. But Dricus du Plessis, I would say his Sean Strickland win, that both of them are better than the Jared Cannonier win, the Marvin Vettori win, the Yoel Romero win, the Paulo Costa win. That win alone is better than those wins on Izzy's resume. Plus, Israel also got finished by Dricus. Then we go into the whole Anderson Silva one. There's an argument to be made for Silva, but competition nowadays has just evolved so much more since the Anderson Silva era. I think if DDP gets past Chimaev, that win alone will be better than any of Silva's win by a mile. Let's look at his title defenses and Vitor Belfort. Damian Maia. For the time being, yeah, those were some solid wins, but not anymore. An Israel Adesanya win is better than most of that resume. A Robert Whittaker, again, better than most of that. And a lot of people are going volume over quality. The quality of opponents are way better on Dricus' side than the quantity on Silva's side. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but again, Chimaev, getting a win over Chimaev is arguably one of the best title defenses that any middleweight champion has ever gotten, in my opinion. Maybe I'm freaking glazing up Chimaev way too much right now, and he'll lose to Dricus and then lose a few more times, and we'll have a whole different narrative around this, but I don't think so. I think Chimaev might be the best win that any middleweight champion can get. But let's keep moving down. The fourth hard truth that a lot of people don't want to accept. Some people understand, but there's some glazers out here who just don't understand. But Conor McGregor, entertainment-wise, is pound for pound number one, without a question. But actually fighting, this dude doesn't even crack top. Do I say top 50? I don't know if I say top 50. Top 50 is kind of wild, but like in between that 30 to 40 spot, he comes around there, I know we have people out here saying, what are you talking about? Conor McGregor is like top 5 fighters of all time. He is absolutely not. Maybe top 30 being absolutely generous. But yeah, a lot of people are still out here freaking doing tricks on Conor, even though he hasn't fought in years. His dude ain't coming back. He's a cocaine addict at this point. He ain't fighting ever again. He's ruined his legacy as far as I'm concerned with his drug addiction and alcoholism and not being able to put on a solid fight camp. And again, nowhere near top 10 even. Top 20. He's not near any of that. I have people out here glazing this dude saying top 5, top whatever. Absolutely not. I disapprove 100%. And maybe if I need to, I might go and make a whole ass video of the top 50 fighters of all time. Maybe I'll run through that soon, but yeah, I just off the top of my head, I can't see Conor being top 30 even, especially with the newer guys coming into the GOAT conversation, like the Islams. We have DDP here now. We have Volkanovski, Max Holloway. There's countless dudes I can just name off the top of my head that are just better than Conor McGregor. Even some active dudes that I would put over Conor McGregor. But let's move into the fifth and last one. I feel like a lot of people would agree with this, but I don't see it being talked about enough. But Ian Gary would be so much better if he wasn't on that cuck vegan diet. Go look at some previous pictures of Gary before he was full out, cucking it up out here and on this vegan diet. This dude lost so much muscle mass. And again, he would be more dominant, he would be more strong, powerful, he would be all the things that he needs to be inside that octagon. But instead, we have this frail, not very intimidating title contender. So again, it's working out for him for now. But again, if he wasn't on that vegan diet, he would be so much better. He's on that little soy cuck diet right now as far as I'm concerned. And again, this shouldn't be a hard truth that you guys can't handle. It's just something that I notice a lot of people don't really talk about. We are so caught up with this cuck narrative that we completely forget that this dude is honestly destroying his body in this vegan diet. Look at the muscle mass decrease, and it's clear as day what his nutritionist slash his wife's ex-husband is doing. But with that being said, let me know in the comments below, are there any hard truths that you guys have that the general fan base just can't handle? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. Make sure you go watch my conspiracy theory video after this. It was a great video. It's definitely not getting the love it deserves. I will see you guys in my next video.